Hello and welcome to the first stop in our Bristol tour. This is Curbside, one of the crustiest yet gnarliest DIYs I have ever seen in the entire world, let alone just England. This is located in Bristol. If you've never been, I'd highly recommend it because we're about to do a tour. Obviously you can tell by the ground that this side of it leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to how it's going to feel under the wheels, but the gnarliest skaters, they don't mind about stuff like that. You've got this big wall bank set up here. Now you see these bricks? While most people would look at that and think that's just a wall by the skate park, it's actually ramped at the bottom because people have been hitting it, believe it or not. Every single part of this park, you best believe, has been shredded to high heaven at some point in its life. The DIY elements, they really do work actually quite well together. Easy, if you'll come up here with me quickly and have a look at this little driveway area here. I mean, you've got rubble coming in, but the actual ramps, they've been pretty cleared, to be fair. Like, look, if I just ride down, you don't get much of a problem. And then straight over. But yeah, you can probably tell by the sound, it's not very smooth, as I said. But this is only the first half of the skate park. It actually goes across the road, which I've never seen before. And you can even see these little bits in between. Like, this is literally leading from the road into what we've just come from right there. And yes, we did almost get hit by a bus walking out into this road just a second ago. So definitely look both ways. Okay, but now that we've completed the crustier side of Curbside, if you'd like to follow me through here, we do have a little more of a beginner-friendly atmosphere over here. First off, on the right, you actually have, I say beginner-friendly, we've got a 6 foot and like a 9 foot mini ramp right there, or like half pipe, whatever you want to call it. But if we go a bit further up, that's where you're going to actually find the more beginner obstacles. So if we just zoom up here real quick, on the right here we have a pretty crusty random quarter pipe that looks like it used to have another half, because obviously it's elevated off the ground, so you can't really like ride without ollieing on. So it's a bit of an awkward one, that one. But if we take a look to the left and right here, we have what is about a 3 foot mini here and about 12 feet wide. Actually great for beginners, this type of thing. On the other side, we've got another one in case that one's busy. Obviously this one's about half the width, so you might just be doing stalls, not grinds, but still. It is actually a pretty sick little setup, I can't lie. Now moving into our final two obstacles right here. This is literally like an obstacle that you would drop in like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the park builder bit. You obviously guys know what I mean. So this one is like maybe 2 feet, slightly smaller than the other ones, with a little spine there and a little air over the gap if you want to, and another quarter pipe here. And the final bit of this entire setup, and yes, I know it's been fairly exhausting because it's massive, but we actually have one hell of a pump track at the back that I'm now going to put some footage of me skating with the Insta360. But yeah, this has been Curbside / Dave side. We've got a bunch more spots to hit in this video, which I'm very excited for, and then we're going to Cornwall for part 2. So let's get some skating. So post DIY skate session and heading over the bridge back into the city centre, overall I would give Curbside / Dave side a solid like 3 out of 5 for skateability, but for gnarliness it's an easily like a 4.5 out of 5. But anyway, heading into Victoria Park, searching for Victoria Park skate park, we did come across quite a lot of nitties, so to speak. There were quite a lot of people that looked like they were up to no good in Bristol, but otherwise the city was beautiful. Anyway, this is Victoria Park skate park. On the left is where you can see the old park used to be, them big white squares, and on the right is where the new park has just been freshly built, and I heard this one actually got built for a fantastic budget. So let's jump in. Spot number 2, Victoria Skate Park. Now, this one I've actually been to before, but what it was no longer exists. If you're a keen viewer of the channel, you may remember I came to the skate park to hide some boards underneath the stuff in a big giveaway video. Sadly, one person took everything, so I haven't done that since. Anyway, The new park is actually pretty good. Now they've demolished this one and built the new one just over here. So let's get over there and have a little look at what they got. So I think we'll start over here because we've got actually quite a nice little drop off. Pretty chill little drop to bank here. That actually felt really nice, to be honest. Now this side of the park is actually probably my favourite. We've got a nice pyramid hip, a brick bank in the back that is actually so satisfying to skate on. Let me have a couple runs back and forth. Jeez, that's sketchy. To Manny. What the fuck? It's actually a really, really fun hip. This side actually flows super nice. The hip I really do like. The other side, ledges, curbs, little volcano in the back. Let's go have a look. I mean, I think you can see by like just the fun of the flow, like the ledge there, the perfect little bank, you've got the little wall there. If you want to hit something like that boneless on, even though it was kind of pathetic, but you know, brick bank, hip, little volcano, actually a really, really fun park. I'd probably give this one like 3.5 out of 5, maybe 4 out of 5, but yeah, definitely one I'd recommend in Bristol. And if you're a beginner, it's a lot more friendly than Dean Lane and also Curbside and Daveside where we were at earlier. So this is like your good middle ground park. Yeah, we've got 2 more places left, Dean Lane and one place outside of Bristol that I know you're gonna love. So let's keep this mission rolling. Can we just take a moment to give a big shout out to Josh Hay, because he is carrying the skateboarding in this video. Obviously you guys know I got injured recently and I've just been making that excuse ever since until it heals properly. But yeah, taking a tour of this skate park in the dark, because we did end up sessioning it for a little bit too long and there are no lights here, you can very much see this is also a DIY. This is Dean Lane and it's actually the skate park featured in the Skins series. If you've ever watched that before, it's the same one that Freddie skated in the first episode I believe. But yeah, obviously you guys can see there's tons of obstacles here. You've got ledges, you've got rails, some of them sketchier than others. You've got this little tiny door gap, like a little mouse door gap or a dollhouse door gap you might call it. But there is a few bits and bobs at this park that make it super gnarly, like this really long cheese wedge bank. You can get some incredible distance out of that, as you can see by the distance rater on the floor. You've got one of the gnarliest banks you've ever seen in the back. Admittedly, it is a little bit hard to see how gnarly it is, especially on film. Like if you've ever seen clips from this park, you'll know the bank that I'm talking about. There is tons though. There's absolutely tons at this place. But if we go back up to the top where I did remember to film when it was still light, you've got the more recently added section with the quarter pipe, the mani pad, and it's got a few different bits and bobs that you can move around. But overall, Dean Lane is a solid 4 out of 5 Tonys. Alright, if you land at this try, I'll give you 20 quid.
It's fucking wrong.
Ah, so close.
Other than that though, we've not missed much else. There's a few extra bits up the top area. There's a pool in the back and some of the gnarlier obstacles that JFax has shredded to high heaven. Overall, this place from me gets a solid 4 out of 5 Tonys. Let's move on to the next one.
Hello and welcome to Midsomer Norton, one of the most unique skate parks in the entirety of the UK. This place is mental. Starting with the flat bank that kind of looks a little bit like a castle, you might be forgiven if you would have thought that was an accident, but if we turn around and have a look at these two pillars right here, you can clearly see this bowl is modelled after like castle spires and stuff. It's very unique, very sick, and you've even got like tree logs that have been cut into chairs. And also, on the other side of these, you can chill in there. Great place to put your bags and stuff. But if you'd like to follow me this way, Yeezel. Now, the unique points of this bowl do not stop there, because as you can see, we've got some nice rock formations added into the landscape also. Now, this thing is probably about 1.5, 2 feet above the coping, which is already, I think, 4 feet high. So, bit of a sketchy one, quite rough as well. And then you got more like this, it's just more of a like little ride over gap, you know what I mean? And in the middle, the volcano. That rock, yeah, it does add a bit of, you know, danger to the flyover, but it also limits the way you can use it. So you can't really just go straight over without air in it. I assume this bit is more for BMXs, because when I was here last, they were the majority of the audience here. But moving away from the pools and into our rails, because this park has some of the most dangerous rails in the country. We've got a little rainbow rail here that is quite forgiving, to be honest. Another ride on right next to it. This one is a flat bar, so actually, riding onto this one probably wouldn't be too bad, but if you turn around and have a look at the real main event that Josh has just ridden onto, this thing covers from the top of the park all the way into the bottom section and is one of the longer rails when it comes to what you would see in a skate park these days. Other than that, round this corner, let's pop up here and have a quick look.
So yeah, as I was saying, like, the rails are really nice. Like, I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just a really good skate park.
Alright, taking over in the voiceover booth for this one, I want to just iterate how sketchy ass this rail is. Like, the double barrel does make it a bit easier, but the fact it curves round, the fact that Ashley did it as well, I'm pretty impressed with that, and he did it with the Insta360 in his hand as well. So go subscribe to Ashley's channel, which he's just started putting a lot more effort into if you haven't already. I'd highly recommend it. It's a nice little alternative view of the UK skate culture that you might not see on my channel. But anyway, back to the skate park. You see this in the back area. We've got like a little ribbon with a little grass gap in the middle. You might call it a little bit of a pump track, a little bit of a, I don't know what you might call it. You call it whatever the hell you damn well please. In the back, we've got a crescent moon, little half bank right there. Those things are great for doing like big spin flips on, anything to turn you around. Little ledge, and I think we're about to take another look at the pool from the above angle. This, again, has got the rocks incorporated into it fantastically. I really, really do like this park, especially just for its aesthetics. And it also skates really well, but the one thing that's getting shredded to pieces in this one by Josh is the stair set. My man loves his stairs, and he's about to show us exactly how many tricks he's got very quickly. Let's get into it.
Ashley's cussing you out, man. Yeah. Jeez, yes.
So I think it goes without saying, Josh has absolutely killed it, and definitely, like I said earlier, carried the skateboarding in this video while I've been injured. It would have been nowhere near as good without him. So big ups to him, and definitely make sure you check him out if you haven't already. His Instagram is the first link in the description. But other than that, Midsomer Norton, an ultra unique skate park. I really enjoyed it. Personally, I'd probably give it like a 4 to 4.5 out of 5 Tonys.
How do you guys get your cush?